Smile Ukrainian, Take 4, the best Ukrainian short films on a big screen. Packed viewings, enjoyment, smiles, and the happiness of collaboration. Every single person who knows to appreciate a sense of humor is ready to laugh and celebrate along with the creators of film during screening in Capital Cinema House. We thought, will there be blood there or not? I'm very pleased to take part in such an event. I wonder how audiences will receive us. Well, I can tell you something. Sometimes it's difficult to convince, for instance, a producer because they're a bit scared. It is not so simple, but we had such an idea. The largest hall of Cinema House is completely packed with spectators, so one can refer to it as a film festival. Yet it is just a screening of the best Ukrainian comedy short films. Once a person visits Smile Ukrainian, they wait impatiently for the next fourth take. In fact, it is not a festival, but a single screening. There are no awards and nominees for Best Picture. Conceptually, we don't bring the competition element because at the current stage we're colleagues, friends, and we move in one direction. Therefore, the spirit of a contest is present only for the smiles and applause of spectators and the sold-out signs. It's a marathon of sincere laughter and positive emotions. These elements are lacking in society where pragmatism dominates. We prepared the screening as soon as we reach the necessary number of short comedy films, at least 6. I hope that maybe next year, we will be ready to prepare the 5th anniversary take for a spring evening. We were allowed to occupy probably the largest screening room in Cinema House, or even the largest screening room in Ukraine. We're quite excited and nervous before the event. We expect laughter and a positive reception. The selection criteria are straightforward. A short comedy film, up to 25 minutes of timeline, produced after 2015. It should be a film made to a decent professional level. The second point for choosing it is that it should be funny. According to the presentation results of Smile Ukrainian, for 4 years, both spectators and organizers realized that Ukrainians don't have a lot to laugh about. Essentially, we should find and share it with others. Ukraine has a lot of talented comedians. Both the quality and humor are improving, the number of people is on the rise, which is pleasant because we did it ourselves on the basis of pure enthusiasm. Luckily, people appreciate it. The organizers are spectators too, and they may have a liking for some participants. However, they're interested in all the comedies that are screened becoming successful. My favorite is Suchatar. It is quite short and many like it. It is funny and relevant. It has beautiful cinematography and magnificent editing with excellent work by the cameraman. Overall, all the actors played their roles well, and I like it a lot. Suchatar is short for Suchasny Theater or modern theater. Mikhailo Matveyev became a strong opponent of modern stage art after visiting different theatrical events. He conceptually rejects creative pursuit in theaters. What exactly outraged the young filmmaker in the creativity of Melpomene workers? I start to get stressed. Generally speaking, one can do anything and call it high art. It is my subjective opinion to evaluate it in terms of whether I like it or dislike it. A film is a statement. It has collection of techniques, gags. You should watch it. Go watch it. Well, what can I tell you? Not everything. I don't want to retell the plot.
Уяви, що у тебе спазм кінцівок, ну, начебто руку так спазмує, знаєш, ну і давай, посмикай. Оце вже краще, і тепер головне, додамо диму.
It appears that Mikhailo Matveyev wants to create a series dedicated to theatrical methods for spectators who are more proficient in the subject. In fact, there is a person, director, who is a machine of opinions and tastes. Regardless of the approach taken, a director has a vision. So the statement about this project resulted in this film. It's a satire.
Тепер додамо трошки сюрреалізму.
The first episode of the future series is ready, the director says, trying to grab the attention of spectators about his creative mystery, which is a 6-minute reflection. There was a D-Cinema festival from the Film UA platform. I had the idea about modern theater for serious. Spoiler alert here, it's in production and it will happen. Yet, oh, sorry, I lost my train of thought. What I was talking about. What do you want me to say to you?
Послухайте, шановний, я двічі не повторюю, не почули, значить не ваше.
Ivan Shoha, a beginner director from the cinematography faculty at Karpenka-Kari, decided to try himself in the genre of black comedy. In collaboration with cameraman Ruslan Belozerov, he produced a comedy in the distinctive manner of a genre that ends quite dramatically. It's a canonical black comedy, but without blood. We refused to use it because this short film was made first and foremost as an advert. We didn't want to show blood in an advertising clip of production. The film Trust Professionals appears to be the shortest on the list, just 2 minutes long. But how it is possible to develop an idea? Professionals can arguably work with anything. Autumn was beautiful. We discussed that we have to make a video clip so as to appeal to a customer base for photo shoots. We did some brainstorming as to how this advertisement should look. I said we introduced ourselves as professionals, so we should show what will happen when working with amateurs. What's the plot? The director skillfully explained in 2 words, yet the production was not as fast as its description, since professionals are always attentive to details. The plot is about 2 young women, one of whom considers herself a professional photographer, so they try to do a super cool photo shoot in the middle of a forest. When I sat there, I was anxious about the audience reaction. It was so pleasing to realize that people are laughing and they like it. I was so delighted by the screening.
Я взагалі в захваті від цього показу.
Alexander Onufriev believes that jokes and laughter are loved by all age groups. That's why the participants consist of newcomers and stressed debutants, as well as experienced and confident filmmakers. The major aspect that they need to master is a sense of humor and a sharp vision of the world. We screen the works of young directors, and it is their debut films that they're presenting. They had no prior experience. For instance, we have Oleg Filipenko, an awesome and experienced director with a long list of films. He also made a comedy short called Or Squares.
Олег, Игорь, очень приятно.
Очень приятно. Так, ну что, Игорь, я изучил ваше резюме. Вы учились делать квадраты.
Да.
Да. Хорошо.
Oleg Filipenko is an experienced director who does not fear public screenings of his works. Besides, this film, along with other short films by the director, were successfully tested at several festivals, and yet the excitement of meeting an audience cannot be avoided. The difference between this and previous festivals is that I have a Kyiv audience here, and I know many of them, directors, actors, scriptwriters. I wonder how they will receive the film. It's hard to shoot a full feature film without a proper budget, so a short film is a format that lets you work with small funds. The director jokes that the funding side of things can be improved, but it's hard to fit your idea into the format. I think we've succeeded. On the other hand, I said everything that I wanted to say.
Ну, давайте я вам покажу, какие нам нужны квадраты. И вы все поймете. Идите сюда.
Да ведь это же треугольник.
The author believed that squares is an abstract concept. He tried to make everything possible for the film in 4 minutes, so as to reflect the idea concisely. The summary of the film says that the world is hopelessly foolish, so thinks the film's protagonist. Yet he'd be better off keeping silent about his thoughts, especially when trying to get a job. In this case, squares indicate the specific quality of a product. There are difficulties in self-expression in the TV format. It is hard because the control is really tough. No one expects a masterpiece, but the rating is vital. It's very difficult to remain an artist within this framework. Overall, this film is about that topic, though in some aspects it surpasses this theme. The fourth take turned out to be very interesting. A lot of innovation, change, and of course exclusive premieres. We will show the premiere of the comedy short like in Hollywood, with all creative crew in room. People are worrying, but they're happy that people received the film well.
Стоп! Що це за фігня?
Де?
Я не тебе питаю! Юля, чому чорний лівчик? Ми домовлялися про червоний.
Which form is harder, a short or a feature film? For director Yaroslava Kuzmenko, who works with TV series, this question was rather rhetorical.
Караганде, блін, чому лівчик чорний?
This short film, like in Hollywood, was like relaxation for me. The issue with production emphasized that I had to take on many responsibilities that usually I don't take on when producing a series, but it was very interesting. Fundamentally, the director said Like in Hollywood adapts the real story that took place on a set with actress Yulia Maximenko during production of a series. It turned out that she was shooting a bedroom scene for the first time. She was very nervous. We had so much funny situations associated with it. And when we wrapped up work, we decided to turn these stories into something.
Стоп, знято. Молодці. Переходимо до інтимної сцени.
I'm especially grateful because I participated in creating the film and played a role there. I chose it because it's a good, funny, witty film with special meaning, and not because I had an acting part.
У мене просто зараз актриса гола у ліжку лежить. Та ні, не в моєму. Ну, я ж тобі казав, ми знімаємо інтимну сцену.
Short films on the Smile Ukrainian list are always funny. However, the depth of the creative idea is important. The organizer of Smiles says with reason that in this way it's possible to indicate a director's talent.
Я не блищу?
Перфекто. Перфекто. Чудово.
The funny part of the story is that the audience actually believes that bedroom scenes are something awesome, calling them lucky actors. In reality, it's a lot of work, and it's difficult. You're naked in front of 20 people who are continually talking and instructing you. Don't move your head. You're glistening. You're stripped off, naked, and you have to keep your head in a certain position, keeping arms still. It's not that simple.
Привет, ребята!
Знаешь, кто я? Да. Правильно. Я зайка.
Да, я заинька, но... Но я не просто заинька.
Зайка-спаситель Нового года.
Alexander Onufriev couldn't resist the temptation to try his director's sense of humor and offered up his creative comedy short Bunny to audience criticism. Bunny is an experimental comedy, absolutely unorthodox and different from anything else. It was a cry from the heart after I lost the chance to film for a reasonable budget, so I decided to freak out and shoot this masterpiece, figuratively speaking, for pennies. The plot of this low-budget blockbuster is simplistic. While searching for an actor to play Bunny in a children's performance, the head of the Zadrishchansk regional theater is forced to post an announcement searching for an actor from people. The theater's email address gets dozens of videos from ordinary people who want to start an acting career. Everything started right there.
Он промокнет под...
Поехали, прошу вас, мы опаздываем.
Девчоночки, 2 секунды, прошу прощения.
In fact, it is a teaser trailer for a feature film. It is funny, lively, uplifting, and silly in a good way. Not every director is capable of using a short film to express oneself in a manner that can surprise. Mikhailo Ozerov told ProArt that this is especially relevant in a comedy, which must be at least funny. These are small forms that avoid long explanations. You focus on a fact and provide it to the audience. Katya Ustinova, the actress with whom we work, we had lots of conversations and played out the situation too. She suddenly provided a script what happens in one's mind. We don't think this is sparkling comedy, but it has something there to make you think. It's very ironic.
Там есть момент рассуждения, но она очень ироничная.
The director noted the genre of the film heterophony, or Why Are You Late, in an uncompromising and rough way, a psychiatric comedy. Yet the plot is quite ordinary, with a wife waiting for her husband to come home after working late. At the same time, the friends of this woman advise her what she should do in such a situation. In particular, the main point of the idea is friends and their advice.
Затримався на зйомках, от і все. Нічого кримінального.
Ну, це ще питання, з ким там затримався.
In every person, and in our story, a woman, we show 3 different beginnings: a child, a passionate woman, and a mean woman.
И склочная баба. И они приходят к одному
They
персонажу.
visit one character and recommend how she should behave. This is passion, quarrelsomeness, and tenderness that fight inside of her.
Которые борются в ней.
Одразу, як ти з'являєшся, ми починаємо сваритися. Та якби не я, ви взагалі б не одружились. Ну, я досі не впевнена, що те весілля тобі було потрібне.
Meeting members of the public is natural for a theater actor who has worked on stage for 26 years and performs regularly. Mikhailo Ozerov knows movie audiences well, since he already produced several short films and a full feature
Мне
film.
очень нравится работать с этими
I like
формами.
working
Они
with these
небольшие,
forms. It is a
но
short
вкладывать
format, but
в
it's
них
interesting to
мысль
put
очень
meaning within
интересно.
such a
Очень
timeline.
нравятся
I love symbols and
символы,
parallels.
очень
It should have a line that will
параллели,
provide the
чтобы
audience
была
with its
оттяжка, и
own
зритель
opinion
имел
and
своё
own
мнение,
image.
свой образ.
Why won't Ukrainians laugh with Poles, French, and Germans? Humor and jokes connect people quickly, so we should move on with a smile to the international form. Of course, we would like to show them in Europe, even Canada. I think that they would be appreciated there. In general, the genre of comedy is a universal one. We're all people, and we laugh at the same topics. I think it's possible to do so. To be honest, I've never thought about it. It's a good idea. However, specifically, it is different from participating with other filmmakers, because this is an exclusive screening of Ukrainian comedy shorts. We should not break the concept. Yet at the beginning, as an aperitif or a guest, we'll see. It is a good idea. We'll think about it.
Хорошая идея, мы подумаем.